Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good folks. Instagram, I'm sorry, TikTok, and whoever else might be watching. I know it's been a minute since I've been on here, so I won't be on here long today. I'm actually on here so I can start working on my shirt. Hey, Miss Kimmy. Hi. I am working on my shirt dress. Finally feeling better, feeling well enough to get started. I need to be working on another dress, but I'm not. I actually have an event to go to tomorrow. And I have no clue what I'm wearing. And it's at 4:30 tomorrow. I got it cut out yesterday, day before yesterday, night before last. I got it cut out. So I'm getting ready to start working on it today. And what I want to work on right now is the sorry, lips feathering. I want to work on the top part. Hey, Michelle, how art thou? I saw you, my lady. So yeah, so I am working on. Where's my pattern? You know. Well, let me take my notifications off because it's like whenever I'm doing this. Okay, there we go. So I'm working on this 7351. I'm going to do this version right here. And I'm still debating on the pockets. I said I wasn't going to do it, but then I might just... It's not often that I sew the pattern just like it came out of the box, out of the package. So hang on. Okay, yeah. It's not that often that I sew it straight out the bag, so I'm trying to debate whether I'm gonna do the pockets and the collar. Originally, I said I wasn't gonna do the collar, but just the band. And I'm not sure about the pockets on the breast pockets. So we'll see. We shall see. The thing now is just to get started. Can y'all hear me loud enough? Cause I got my earbud in, and I don't never know from day to day how it's going. One thing I found, the only thing that I have done is my interfacing. I don't have my interfacing cut out for the collar band. And I think that's all I need interfacing for. Oh, the placket down the front. So the only thing that I'm going to do right now is sew in the, hey Jess, how art thou? The only thing I'm going to sew is the back, front, and the yoke. Hey girl, hey. And the reason why I wanted to do this is because I see so many doing the yoke this way, where they sew it like a hot dog and they sandwich it burrito style. And I want to show that you can add this top in add the yoke in without doing the burrito method. It's so easy. All that folding, all that extra fabric up into a burrito, that's cute and all, but you ain't got to do all that. So I'm about to show how you can get it in without the burrito. Okay, so then y'all just tell me whether it's quicker to do the burrito or whatnot. I try to work with less fabric as much as possible. Alright, so what do you, I know you're probably working, Kim, right? Thank you for liking my live, Jess. Where you been? What you been up to? Yeah, I haven't seen you in a hot minute. Well, hello, Carlicia. Somebody who has a name very similar to mine. I have a client, well, a possible client. Her name is Shalithia. And I met a young lady in the store 2 days ago. And her mom's name is Alethea. And I say it's becoming more and more common. Creating with Keita, how art thou? Oh, Periscope. Wow. Well, do tell, girl, do tell. It's been a long time since Periscope. How you been, Miss Keita? Keita? Hey, Saffron, how art thou? Yeah, I think TikTok is the new, well, I won't say new, but it's a version of Periscope. Don't you think? I know, right? Look at that algorithm working. Get to see all my old friends. Hey, Zena, how art thou? I see you say that you're going to be working on your top too. I mean, your dress too. Y'all, you wanted to change and grandbaby born. Okay, yeah, look, I know about the grandbabies. I got one back there asleep now. The last sugar is sleep. Y'all know about my sugars. And I can understand wanting to change. I do. Alright, y'all, so I'm gonna this is for those of you that's just coming in. I'm working on McCalls M7351. Oh man, I didn't put my disclaimer up. So TikTok, please don't, whatever you do, don't do it. Please. I'm not promoting the pattern. I'm sewing it. Okay, I'm sewing the pattern. Yo, do y'all know TikTok cited me for the video where I was going through Michaels, just showing you about Michaels, just doing a walkthrough, talking about Michaels, and it gave me a violation. I'm like, well, what? It said something about substance, and they can't show it to children children under 18. I'm like, what's in Michaels that's going to be abusive to kids? And I don't even know. So I appealed it. That was back in July. I just saw it today. Oh, you just took your shot, so you got to wait? Okay. Well, I hope you feel better, my friend. Alright, so I'm going to put this down just a little bit, y'all. And I want y'all to see, I am working on my Juki, y'all. Juki. Y'all see Juki out here in these streets? Tell them to call me. Okay? I love Juki. Trying to get a brand deal with Juki. Because I like them. But anywho, that's not why I'm here. They did you that way? Oh. Alright, so I have my pleats pleated. And y'all, I don't usually go through the process of locking down my pleats, like basting them and all that. Look, if they can't stay in place like they're supposed to, they just won't stay in place. I mean, that's just me. So I have, I just based across the top. I do have them, the placement points marked. Let me say that. Okay. So I do know where they're supposed to be, but I don't go through all that changes of making sure that they're basted. That's the proper way to do it. It is. It really is. So, but as long as I get get them placed in there right, I'm good. For some reason, one of my little dots missing. Might have to eat my words. Okay. Listen, I'm glad you're watching because I'm doing the I wanted to do this part specifically, and I'll repost this part because I'm not going to be on here long. But I want to do this part. This is the where folks put the yoke on and they're trying to do both the yoke to the front and back, and they end up doing the burrito method. And I've always wondered, why are folks sandwiching all this fabric up in there, and they can just sew in the top and flip the shoulders out. I don't know. I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a minute. I meant to go a little deeper than that. Here, let me go the seam allowance so I can make sure that pleat stays where it's supposed to. I do about a ½ inch. Alright. So yeah, I put my back on and my front on. So I do, and this shirt is not lined, so that's good. So make sure I get my yoke on. Now, who was that said, "Hey, Mrs. T.L. Sews, how art thou?" Now, make sure I mark my front and my back. I always do that so I can, get that centered in there just right. Now, I don't like to pin a lot. Hey, Tamara, how art thou? Did I say that right, Tamara, or is it Tamara? People pronounce it different. Thanks for the follow. Alright, so let me go ahead and get this on, y'all. I'm excited. I have to remember to do my 5/8 seam allowance because I've been doing the designer gown class, and so we've been working with 3/8 inch seam allowances. So I have to remember. You know how you get your mindset fixed on one thing? Just got to remember the next, right? I said it right, Tamara? Okay. Awesome. Yay. Alright, and also, because this is a chambray fabric that I'm working with, denim chambray, so I have to make sure that it doesn't wiggle. And y'all, yes, I don't know if you saw me go with that pen, but act like you didn't see that. Act like you didn't see that. You didn't see it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put my front on. And y'all, I like doing my yokes this way, so I don't understand the Burrito method. Like I said, it's cute and all, and it's good for, I guess, some things, but I don't understand it for like these shirts because it's such a simpler way to do it, especially if you haven't put the collar on yet. I can't imagine why you would have put the collar on first. So go ahead and get this on here. I don't have my clips in front of me, so I'm using my pens. Yeah, the Burrito method, to me, in my opinion, for stuff like this, is unnecessary. Let me see if I can turn this around a little bit more. Hang on. Let me put you guys over here so you can see this a little bit better. That might be better. Alright, so I've got the back facing, the facings on, the yokes onto the back piece. Now I'm doing the front piece. Okay. Yeah, and somebody else might beg to differ, so I'll never tell anybody that they're wrong for doing it. There's a reason why somebody came up with it and thought it was a good way to go. So I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just it's another way of doing it. But to me, this way that I'm getting ready to show you is easier because you don't have to fold up all that fabric and wrap it up in there. All right. It'll be nice. Oops. Be nice and try to take the pins out when I remember. It's good policy to throw the pins out. Take the pins out so you don't sew on top of them. Can you guys see me loud and clear? I'm always paranoid because sometimes I can't. I am going to post it. Alright, so see, I have, take the pins out of the pleat back there. Alright, so I've got both the front and back sewn to the yoke, okay? So now I'm going to sew, what does this do with the yoke? No? Okay, the yoke's down here. So now I'm going to go ahead and sew the yoke onto the back. This is the yoke facing, okay? So I'm sandwiching the yoke facing, the right side of the yoke facing to the wrong side of the back. Alright, because of course when I flip it up it's going to be right. Alright. And I've got the back center mark, so just make sure all that's jobbing up where it's supposed to be jobbing up. I could have sewn this together at the same time, but I just wasn't thinking about it. But usually that's what I'll do is sew the facing, the back piece, and the yoke all together at the same time, but it ain't no big deal. And you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so doing the same thing, sewing the 5/8 inch seam allowance. And you're going to see how much faster this is. Alright. Like, because that one step of rolling up the fabric all up in there, making sure you don't sew the your fabric inside the burrito is going to be worth it. Alright, now here's the part where most people figure out, okay, well then how I'm going to get this sewn in. Okay, so here's the front. Sorry. Those are the two front pieces right there. Okay. So I got to get that yoke sewn on there. Alright. So I'm going to fold this. I'm going to lay this out like this. So I hope y'all can see that. I can't really because the writing's there. But this is the inside of the yoke and this is the shoulder of the front piece. Okay, and this is the facing. Alright. So I'm just going to fold this over like this, and I'm going to go inside. I'm going to, see me flip that in like that? I'm just turning it in. Just going to pin this. Just going to pin this. And just, I'm going to stitch this. And I'm just doing another 5/8 inch seam allowance that's on right on top of that first line. Making sure all the pieces line up together. Alright, in case you didn't get that the first time, I'm going to do it again on the other side. But see, it's sewn up, so now I'm just going to tuck that back in and flip it out just like that. Okay. So that's the front. That's one side. That's the front. And that's the back. Okay. So I'm going to do that again. This is the front. This is the front piece. This was the back yoke. And See, I got it together. I'm pinching it together in between the layers on the inside here. So I'm grabbing it right here, and I'm just gonna flip this out like this. Okay, and I'm just gonna sew this together again like this. Y'all, hang on 1 second. My air's not blowing, and I am hot. I close my vent sometimes when I'm in here because when I'm cutting my pattern pieces out, it's blowing my pieces all over the place. And I'm in here pouring sweat now. This is how you do it, Saffron? Yes, it's so much easier this way. So much easier. I didn't have to roll anything up, and it's so much faster. That's why I don't understand the big deal about it. But if somebody can tell me why it's good to do it, why it's so popular to do the burrito method, let me know. I'm always learning. Okay, so you do want to get in there and trim it down though, but alright, see, so long as you have that opening, see, I had all of this right in here. I had all of that in there to go inside. That's the neckline. So I had all of that to reach my hand in and pull up the shoulder, piece that together and stitch it on both sides. And then now, once I trim it out, I can go in. I highly encourage you to go ahead and baste this together, you know, so you can stabilize that area. But now I can still go in and pull all of that out, trim it down, grab my scissors, and trim down this excess. And I do like to cut at a, oh wait, hang on 1 second, maybe make sure I got, okay, I'll take that part out. This little piece, okay. Alright, so I like to go in and trim down my seam allowances, and I like to cut at an angle. And usually me cutting at an angle, it'll subtly grade the seams. By grading the seams, I mean it'll cut one seam a little bit higher than the other one. Can you see that? So I mean, you can literally go in and trim that down a little bit more, but that way it don't lay and you don't have so much bulk under there when you are grading the seams. I try to do shortcuts now. Sometimes you have to go in there and grade a little bit more, but you know, trimming down the seams is okay, ain't a big deal. Alright. See how fast that was? And let me trim the other seams down a little bit. So see, there's another graded seam. So one is just a little bit more narrow than the other one. Then I'll go ahead and press it, and then that part is done. It took me no time to do it. I eliminated the step of doing the burrito. Okay, so we got folks in here. I don't know how they end up happening. Folks trying to come on your live. Alright, so let me go press it and I'll be right back. So you trim the excess from the shoulders before you turn right side out. Yeah, well, technically, I mean, it was already like this, so I just went back into the neck seam, the neck edge, and pulled it back out to trim it. But yes, you can trim it when you stitch it. You can trim it then. But you have that neck hole. If you just go ahead and stitch up the back piece and then the shoulders, you can still go into the neck edge right here and pull it back out like this and trim all the seams at once. Alright, so let me go press this really quick. Give it a good hearty press. Now what I did was I used the wrong piece for the facing. But it ain't no big deal. There was one piece that had like a little spot on it. But it'll be alright. It's a tiny spot. I ain't gonna trip about that. Alright, and at the same time I can just kind of press that pleat that was in the back. And once you get it pressed, you can go ahead and top stitch or whatever you're going to do with your facer and then with your yoke. I thought I had missed that piece when I was cutting it out, and I just made sure to cut on the fold so that I didn't get it, but there's just a little mark right in here. Once it's sewn up, you won't see, hopefully it won't be too noticeable, but it'll be okay. But anyway, it's all pressed, so I'm going to go ahead and stay stitch the neckline. It's 106. I need to get going. I'm going to stay stitch the neckline about 1/2 inch. That way it's no stretch or anything in it. And it's good to stay stitch the neckline because you don't want the yoke or anything to be off and be puckering or anything like that. Hey Elisa, how art thou? So notice I'm not stretching or pulling or anything because that's the whole purpose of the stay stitching, is to make sure it's not pulling. Make sure it stays in place, and that way when I get ready to sew the collar on, it'll line up just right. Okay. So I don't know if the yoke calls for top stitching, but I think I'll go ahead and do a top stitching. Now, one of the feet that I have, I'm just going to do like I normally do, use my the toe of my foot, my presser foot, and make it even like that. But I do have an edging foot that allows me to sew this on, and sew it, top stitch it evenly. I try to find little ways that I can do stuff quicker and not take as long, but there are some things that you need to take your time to do and get it right. Now, I know which side is the wrong side, which side is the inside, and which side is the wrong side. Obviously, this side is lighter. But say if you had a fabric that's the same on both sides, I pay attention to the pleat how the pleat is on the outside. Of course, this is what the pleat looks like on the inside. So clearly that's the wrong side. That's the inside of the garment, not the wrong side. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and top stitch the yoke at the back. One thing you want to make sure is that your yoke is pressed flat in the back, because you don't want it to be puckering. You ever bought a shirt with the yoke and found that when you press it, it's pressing pleats? And it has bubbles in it because it wasn't sewn on correctly. Can I show the edge for it? Yeah. If I can find it, Miss Michelle. Now this is my industrial, but I think your regular machine has the home machine has it. So it's this, but this is what mine looked like. It has that little edge on it, and so this lines up to the edge of your fabric, right? And so when I line this up with the edge of the fabric, I think this one is a 1/8 inch top stitching foot. So, and it says it on the side right here, it's 1/8 of an inch. So that would be, you can't find it. Yeah. Alright, so, but yeah, that's what it looks like. And the one on the home machine should look basically the same too. Alright, so that's it, y'all. That's it on this. All the yoke is all in. It's top stitched, and so I'll go in and I can put my dress on, put the bottom on, and it's all done. So, yay! So I'll just do a little bit at a time until I get it finished. And I guess it's at this point, if you're one that puts your label in before you actually stitch this, stitch this together, you can go ahead and add your label into the yoke right here. Hey Jana, how art thou? Alright, but that's it, y'all. I've got it done. I've got all my other parts marked and everything, so I'm excited. So that is my version of sewing on the yoke without the burrito method. Alright. That's what you need to do, is get some labels. Girl, if you got a Cricut machine, make your own. I'm going to post it, Jan. As soon as I get a moment today, I'm going to post this. So, yeah, I'll upload it as a video here. If I don't do it here, I'll post it on YouTube. I think some videos, it won't let you post videos but so long. And so I'll post a highlight here, and when I do, I will have posted it to my YouTube. So if you're not following me on YouTube, it's on it's So Much Talent on the YouTube channel. All right, no Cricut, but I think I need to look at one. Okay, well, if not, it's real inexpensive to order some. So yeah, get you some labels, girl. I need to make me some more, or either order me some. All right, y'all. Well, that is it for me. Lights out in my sewing room. It's possible that I might come back in tonight, because I would like to make me something to wear tomorrow at 4:30. That might not be feasible though. That just might be too much. I thought about you the other day. My machine locked up. You called a repair shop. They said $400. You fixed it. Listen, money talks, and you know what walks. Listen, All right, y'all. Good for you. See y'all later. Thank y'all for stopping in. Love y'all to life. Bye.